But at the end of the day, we as a community, black and white, can't condone anyone getting stabbed. And I've checked a few times since I've lived here, I've heard violence outside of where I lived, and I thought someone was getting hurt. And I tried to make sure that didn't happen. I called the police multiple times, and on every single occasion, there were at least 3 I can think of, calling multiple times each time, please come, I think someone's getting hurt. Nobody ever came. So, the programs need to come, but also we, as everyone in the community, need to know that if there are going to be stabbings and the violence has gotten to the nth degree, that we as a community can call our policemen and know that they're going to respond. They do nothing. So, black, white, I call, nothing's ever happened.
Alright, I want you guys to get it out of your system now. I may upset some of you, I may make some of you go off, but yell at me now, so when I talk, you won't interrupt. Call me dead off for now.
I like you guys.
Okay, so, thank you. Timing. Alright, so I've been here all night, and I've been here for over 10 years, and I always hear the pain, and the sadness and the anger that goes on. I hear it on this side of the room, I hear it on this side of the room, and I hear it on the center. On the center side of the room, not at the center, but we hear it too. So we're all saying, what can we do? We've been blessed with a beacon at the center of Hall State. Hold on now, hold on. And at BYC. And the Youth Empowerment Program. We've been blessed with those programs, but unfortunately, they have not been blessed with the funds. They have not been blessed with the volunteers that are needed, with the mentors. You youth, I hear you guys. I hear you. I hear what you want. We need to hear what they want. At the same time, please hear what they're asking for. They're not asking for much. They want you to understand them as much as you want them to understand you. If we listen to each other, we can come to a solution. Is anybody from Center Halsted or Howard Brown here, or any of the youth programs here? Please raise your hand. How many volunteers do you need?
A lot.
How many people are in this room that are willing to volunteer? We got more time than we do money. Go to those people, volunteer, so we can stop the violence, so we can stop this self-hatred, this internalized homophobia, this internalized racism. That's what needs to go on, okay? You all have more time than we do money. Thank you for you guys who gave the money. Bless you. Now, those of us who had the time of DVR, whatever program you're going to miss, watch it over the weekend, and come out and hang out with these kids. Listen to them. You'll hear some interesting stories that make you cry. I talk to these kids. I talk to homeless youth and homeless adults. I was part of the 100,000 campaign to end homelessness in Chicago. I spoke to a veteran, a Vietnam veteran who was homeless for 20 years, stabbed almost to death in the streets of Chicago, and he's still in the goddamn streets. A veteran, someone who protects our nation. Okay? There's people out there that need our help. We need to stop bitching and give our help. A little bit of compassion, even if you don't want to do it anyway. Thank you.
I like you guys.
Okay, this is going to be the end of the line. We're going to propose another meeting, but the family wants to take care of it. I'm sorry, ladies. But we're going to have another meeting, and we're going to talk about that after these folks get done with their comments.
All right.
Okay, quickly. My name is Alicia Ojai. I'm the Executive Director for Task Force Prevention and Community Services. One of the programs on the west side of Chicago. And I made a special effort to be here to put my money where my mouth is. I'm gonna ask BYC, I'm gonna ask Sarah Halston, I'm gonna ask other organizations to roundtable, and I'm gonna bring my programming to you. And if there's a way that we can allocate a small portion of area tax funding somehow to meet us. So I'm going to bring staff, I'm going to bring money from programs that I have, and I'm going to put it in UIC, and I'm going to put it in Center Halsted, and I'm going to address the needs of the youth that are on fire camp. Because for those of you who said get a job and then they leave their houses, they have no respect, they don't have a house. They are kicked out of the house. They are hungry, so they're going to steal from Whole Foods because they haven't eaten in a week. They are a part of mental abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, and this is the only place that sometimes they can be themselves. I'm a child of this gay community. I grew up since I was 5 years old in this community, going to CKs. But I'm not old. I am old, and I'm old and I'm proud to be gay in Chicago, and this is not how I want to look at my kids in the street.
My name is Bob Davidson. I'm merely a resident. As a trailer to my main point, I'd like to say something that our founding fathers did not say, but I believe they implied. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, but they don't stay that way. And we are endowed with certain inalienable responsibilities. These are small but inalienable, and among these are the responsibility to live and let live. We're not asking people to be model citizens. We're asking them to do the minimum. And that is why we need police. When people do not do the minimum, when they are violent, I'm sorry to say that there are people here who believe that this can be somehow written off because people who are violent have been abused or whatever. These people, again I repeat, we're not asking them to be model citizens, we're simply asking them to do the minimum, and if they don't, we need police protection. Some of the people who stated that if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. I believe we have inalienable responsibilities and inalienable rights. And people that simply get up and go to work every day and do these things, live and let live, and
I'll be as brief as I can because I know we're all hot and overflowing with emotions right now. Just one, I want to remember what we came here for, and to address and speak out against the violence that's going on in our community and in our community. Young, old, gay, straight, black, Hispanic, white, everybody. I'm one of those victims of the incidents that happened. Me and my partner were the ones that were walking home and were attacked, and he was stabbed for no reason. It wasn't a hate crime, it wasn't a robbery. It was just somebody having nothing better to do, and we happened to be the lucky victim. My roommate was mud coming out from enjoying his night out. Two of my closest friends were also mud coming out from enjoying their weekend. This is a community that is built on a foundation where we can come and be safe. I know a lot of us escape those neighborhoods to come here and be safe and be who you are, and believe me, if you, we welcome you. We want you to be who you are. But no matter what situation you come from, no matter your situation of poverty, your abuse, your rape or anything, it is not an excuse to reissue that to the community. I want to thank the community for coming out here. I want to thank the police force. Because people say when they call, they don't call. Believe me, in those moments of the attack, it felt like forever. But believe me, the ambulance were there, the police were there. I want to thank businesses like Roscoe's and Highway that hire off-duty police officers, because if it wasn't for them, the assailant would have never got caught. So as working together as a community, this is how we are going to get past this. We don't need to hate each other, we don't need to point fingers, but instead, we need to come together, sit together like civilized adults, respectable youth, people of the future. Believe me, I've been through all those troubled youth. I grew up on the south side, I live up on the north side now. I know what you've been through, I know what you're escaping. Now it's your turn to show that you are a valid American citizen, and you value your community and your neighbors. And give back.
And I have a solution. I think a task force needs to be formed of business leaders, community members, the youth, everybody. This is community. I mean, really. And I think this meeting is certainly not enough. Another meeting is certainly not going to be enough, because as we see, people wanting to speak just perpetuates. I think it needs to be once a week for the time being, and I'll host it. I will find somewhere to host it. No money required. I'll go buy pizza. I don't care. I just think a group of people who are concerned, which obviously we all are, but a representative representing each concerned persons, so to speak, needs to come together. We need to discuss the actual problems, and we need to brainstorm solutions that are effective for everybody. Thank you. Thank all the business owners. That's simple. Thank you.
Much appreciated. We addressed a lot of issues, a lot of topics, and we did get to some of the violence issues. We're not done yet. We'd like to have another community meeting and outreach meeting where we address some of these solutions and some of the feasible solutions and possibly look for ways to get funding for solutions. With that being said, so we'll make announcements through all the Manic offices.
All the Manic offices.
Some of the solutions that we made note of during this meeting was the call box or the emergency boxes. That's 132, or another suggestion of families. We do have police officers on bikes and on four-wheelers, and we'll see what we can do to supplement that. As far as shelters, homeless teams, and programs for youth, we'll have to look outside the police department, obviously, for that. Peace walks. What a great idea. Much more locally, what we can do is, if you notice a friend or a neighbor might be a little under the weather and not feeling quite right walking home, maybe escort them. Maybe make sure that they get home until we get a handle on everything. And also, more programming aimed towards youth and job fairs. So these are some of the things we're suggesting and we're looking forward to. So hopefully we can get together again, look for the notifications, make suggestions, and we'll find some more solutions to these problems.
Got some better solutions, officer. Thanks for coming.
You all know how I feel. I speak to every we didn't call them peace walks, but they were peace walks. They weren't confrontational. They were an effort to make the place safer. I want to say to the gentleman who made the comment that I said everything was under control. Crime is not under control until it's zero, and that's what I believe. So that's what we all need to work for, is to get it to zero, because any number less than more than that is unacceptable. We also need to work on the, as far as the incidents we're speaking, there's brought up TV, we're speaking very specifically about stabbing incidents in the area. So I just let you know, we also in the interview talked about there has been an uptick in robberies in June, in this last month. The rest of the month, the rest of the year has been fairly quiet. In June, there's been an uptick in robberies. It's very important that we look out for each other, that we continue to address that. We're putting extra resources on at night, which I told some of you at the beginning of the walk that we went to. We now are adding our TAC efforts at night between midnight and 5 in the morning. And also, spoke to the superintendent, we have some additional resources that will also be here in the hours from 11 to 5 in the morning. So I want to say, the equation that we can work on, but it takes a holistic approach. It takes the whole community. We've heard some great ideas. We have a core group of people who have been there for us for a long time and attend our events. We want to continue to work with you, and maybe in the future we can do some breakout groups that can attack, look at each of these kinds of solutions that we talked about and work on making them come true. So I appreciate you all coming out again tonight, and look forward to seeing you next time.
Oh, sorry.